You can't be wealthy if you keep thinking wealthy people have these negative flaws. These guys that are worth billions of dollars still wake up at 5 a.m. You wake up 8:30. If they are greedy, you're greedy too. Give me consistent energy in this life. If you're a spender, I expect that when you're spending on other people, be a spender too.
No, penny pinch.
Exactly.
Don't be a penny pinch.
That I'm spending everything I have. If I'm blessed with the gift of long life, I want to spend everything. Hi, maybe you grew up with watching your parents stress about money or not talk about money at all or hide money from each other. The interesting thing is I don't think a lot of those things stay just end with your childhood. They likely go into adulthood with you, like your money background goes into your adulthood with you. So I came across research from the American Psychological Association that says 65% of Americans are stressed about money.
Yes, that's
and
right.
And they say it impacts their mental health.
Of course.
And I'm like, yes. I'm even surprised. It's 65. I expect it to be 90%.
Yes.
Yes. So a lot of people are stressed about money, and we want to talk about it. We want to talk about why your relationship with money may be broken.
Yes. And how that's trickling.
And how that's trickling down into how you experience money today. So that's what we want to talk about. Welcome to the Growing Your Grown podcast. My name is Doyin.
And I'm Simone, and
let's get into it.
Sure.
All right. We're going to talk about three things today. I want us to first talk about money personas or like money personalities, and then talk about how that, and by money personality, I mean like, are you a hoarder? Are you an avoider? Like you don't want to talk about money or check your account? So talk about our money personality, and then we'll talk about how that impacts our relationship with other people. And third, we'll talk about like what you can do about it.
Yeah.
You know? So those are the three things we'll talk about in today's episode. Before we get into any of that, I wanted to start with what's your first money memory? Like what do you remember about money from like childhood?
I mean, I feel like I've said this maybe in season 1 of this podcast. One of the very like memorable experiences.
Wait, is it the
petrol station?
Petrol station.
It's a petrol station for our listeners who are just tuning in for the first time.
Yeah.
I can't remember how old I was, but I remember going to a filling station in Cameroon, a petrol station.
Similar to like a gas station here.
And at the time, we didn't have... you couldn't pay with debit cards or anything.
And it wasn't self-serve.
Yeah, it wasn't self-serve. You had to pay cash. And the attendants there had wads and wads and wads of cash, like stacks of cash. And I felt like, that's a good place to be. So when my parents asked me what I wanted to do growing up, I said I wanted to be a petrol station attendant.
Wow. What is my earliest money memory? Two things. I've shared one with you.
Okay.
But two things. One is I just felt growing up that what I remember, the earliest things about money, I felt like my dad had money. My mom didn't have as much. She wasn't poor, but nothing compared to my dad.
Yeah.
So I felt like there was just this connection that my brain made really early, that whoever had money calls the shots.
Yes.
That's all. Yes. Full stop. I did not understand the many things that could, in a marriage, that could make one person call more shots,
The nuances.
Exactly. I just felt like, he has more money, he calls the shots. She's almost not calling any shot, at least to me. Whether she was calling it in their private areas, I did not see that.
But in the open.
Yeah. So that's probably my earliest money memory. And the second one is the one I talked about, where my mom was always saying there's no money in February, because my birthday is in February.
Yeah, you told me that.
And she will always say there's no money in February, there's no money in February. The year you just celebrate all these celebrations and festivities that comes with the end of the year. And by January, February,
you already knew
there's no money. So I kind of grew up with that, there's no money at certain times of the year, and there's money
At
all
other
that times, because
yes.
my younger sister, who is a September baby, she always had these lavish birthdays. So I always just like, okay, two things. One, if you have money, you call the shot. Second, there are seasons with money. Like money comes and it disappears.
Goes, yes.
Other seasons.
Yes.
Anyway, those are my money memories.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, what's your money personality? So I'll just tell you what I found on the internet about your like money personalities.
Okay.
So I found 4 avoiders. They often associate money with anxiety or overwhelm. Like once you hear dollar,
your brain is like, you know that video where they put like numbers flying around.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you are like, yeah. So that's an avoider, and then over controller may seek safety through control.
Yes.
And then the spenders may associate money with freedom and emotional reward. And then the hoarders may associate money with security and fear of scarcity. Which one are you? Or which one is closest? You have to
because always like, maybe none of them describe me.
Okay.
Let me pick one that
yes, pick one. And if you were to create one, which one would you? Yeah.
I'll say maybe the one that is closest to me might be maybe the controller, but I don't think it's quite accurate, because I'd say maybe control to the extent that I try to be a responsible adult, and I have to meet up with my responsibilities. Be it for my child and her future, living my.
But you're not really.
But I don't control. I'm not a penny controller. Like I don't control down to the. I'm not obsessed with controlling.
You only control 10K and above. What?
No. What I mean is that I control to the extent that is reasonable. As a responsible adult.
How did you
in the sense that I don't lose sleep about it because I have to control. That's what I meant. Like I'm not losing sleep about it.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But I would say maybe the one that describes me the closest is, I think my money personality is, I don't like surprises. It's not controller, but I just don't like surprises.
It's the same.
It's not controller. No, it's not the same. Controller is like, I can have the information and choose how to act, but I don't like surprises.
Okay.
Yes.
You are... I read how over controllers may seek safety through control.
Yeah, I'm not seeking safety. I just don't like surprises. I just don't like surprises.
Okay, that's fair. Mine, I was struggling to pick between over controller and hoarder.
Okay.
I don't hoard money in terms of not spending it at all.
Yeah, I was going to say hoarder.
I want to spend all I have before I die. You already know that.
I know right from time.
Yeah, so it's not like the way you hoard things, but why I think hoarder describes me pretty well is you may associate money with security and fear of scarcity.
I mean, that's just being like partially being irresponsible.
Yeah, I mean, you can say that about 4 of them. I don't think there's any that's wrong or right. Like there'll be traces of things.
And probably as a person, you probably touch on all 4 to different extents. Yes,
but I get a lot of security when I have more money.
Yes, and I think that's valid. I think that's valid. Yeah. I think for me, I do get security, but I think our backgrounds also influence part of that.
Yes, because exactly. Yeah. If you grew up in a place where you, maybe not necessarily you, but there was a little bit of luck, right? It starts impacting how you see money and the need to save up and save up and save up and save up, you know? Yeah, so that's why I think that, and I've just... There's this money stop nonsense mindset that I have.
I know.
So that's one big reason why I want to save up and save up and save up, because like...
Should in case nonsense?
In case there's nonsense just appears, I can walk away from a situation that's not serving me. Yeah. So I feel like I hoard in that regard, because sometimes I don't even think about why do you need to save this money? It's like when someone gives you money for your birthday, the person's idea is not that you go and add it to your investment. I mean, go buy yourself something, take yourself out or something. But I find myself, if it's a significant amount, of course, I want to save it for rainy days.
Okay,
There's
okay.
always that idea that something could go wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm constantly,
Like
saving.
wrestling with that, and as a
Yeah.
result, saving. Yeah, I
Yes.
feel like for me, I like saving, but it's more from a point of not saving. I like investing. It's more from a point of view. I like to see the money grow.
Why?
I like the notion that I'm asleep and it's growing.
Why?
It just makes me feel like effort for value, like high value for low effort. High value, low effort. That's the reason why.
No, it has to, like, why do you just like seeing graphs irrespective of what that graph is?
I don't like to see downward graphs. I like upward
even
graphs.
if that graph had nothing to do with money, you just want to see graphs moving up. Is that a fair statement?
If it's positive connotation, because you also move up and it's negative, but if it's positive,
Generally.
yes, exactly.
You just like seeing graphs where the line is going up.
yeah, it is somewhat rewarding.
You need to. No, that bothers me. That bothers me. Okay, now that we've talked about our money personalities, how do you think it impacts your relationship with other people, whether your spouse, whether your friends, or even family?
Yeah, actually, I think I might kind of separate it because I don't think that my relationship in each of those buckets are the same.
Either one,
with
you
money.
want- in
But let's say
anyone.
like with spouses, for example, I think a lot of my maybe childhood interactions with money and relationships kind of made me get to a point where I feel that financial transparency is one of the most important things for me in marriage. I like to know everything. I want visibility
still
into
over controller,
everything.
but go
I'm
on.
not controlling what
No
you
problem.
do, but I like to know everything. I like to know what I'm working with, what I'm not working with. And I feel that for me, I know that in terms of marriage, that's one place that I am very vocal about it. Like,
So what if your partner had a different money personality? Like, how did you think about that? Let's say they were a spender.
my partner is not a spender.
No, I know.
Okay.
I'm not in doubt.
Okay.
No,
But let's say theoretically.
No, like when you were deciding on who to be with, whether
Oh,
date
okay, I get your point. Yes. Which is also something I wanted to bring up is that my money personality over the years has also evolved.
Okay.
Like my money personality in my 20s is not my money personality now.
What was it in your 20s?
In my 20s, I didn't have any holdbacks. I could spend on whatever I wanted
Okay.
to spend. I wasn't stressed up about the future. I
Okay.
didn't necessarily have responsibilities. I didn't have a child. I was like, worst case scenario, I'll just go back home. So if I wanted something, I would
Get it.
I
Okay,
didn't
so
have
you
it, yes.
were more a spender
I
then.
was more a spender then, in all honesty. But as I started dating my husband, then boyfriend, his money personality was very different, and also influenced from his childhood and growing up. He's more conservative, if I may say, in terms of expenditure, and I found that actually intrigued me. He was probably
In a good way or
in
in
a
a-
good way, because he was probably like one of the first people that I saw really exercise that discipline, and I was really intrigued. Like, I wonder how he rationalizes the decision to spend or not to spend, and I found that very interesting, and I wanted to know more. And I think over the years, it's kind of tuned my money personality right now. And it's not that if I want something, I try to contextualize it. If I want to spend, right, I try to contextualize it with, do I want that thing? Why? And I try to understand it a bit more rather than, I want to get it kind of behavior.
Yeah.
And I think
And he has influenced you.
that perspective. And I think over time, that perspective from him has not muted, but kind of lowered the
Dialed it
volume.
down. Okay.
Yes, of
So
the
you
spending.
guys are closer to where he started now.
No, I think we're more.
You're not at the middle.
We're not in the middle, but I think we are more like 60,
Simone,
40.
there's nothing but
60,
I
40.
say closer. So
Okay, fine. Closer.
all these strong women.
Sure. Closer.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Okay, sure.
Iron sharpness.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything
Iron
wrong with
sharpness
it.
metal.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Okay, yeah. You sharpen each other. No, that makes sense. And so I was asking, how do you think your money mindsets and your money personality impacts your relationships?
Relationship.
And that was that.
Yes.
What about friends?
For friends,
You don't care.
No. For friends, I care. I found that I like when my friends want to challenge some of the preconceived notions that I have. For example,
About money.
I think you've challenged some of those.
Yeah.
I'm not going to table all of them here, but like I think you've challenged some of those.
I can't remember any, but go on.
And I've actually appreciated that because it's made me go back and think, okay, why do I hold this mindset? Is it just something I've inherited? Or do I actually believe in the thing that I'm holding? So I find it valuable when I'm in friendship groups and we challenged our mindsets in those ways. As opposed to... Go ahead.
Do you lean more towards friends that have a certain money personality over others?
Yeah, I
just
lean away
generally
from friends whose money personality is to spend without restraint.
Okay, even though you were that.
Yeah,
and
that's the whole point.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily
there's
want to
growth.
go back there. Yeah, without restraints, that's one. I lean towards friends who have a growth mindset in the sense like, okay, how are you growing your money? And not necessarily only through traditional ways like investment vehicles, but just like in the everyday way. I lean away from friends who may
say it. Talk it.
Who necessarily don't have balance. Like sometimes they're so overly obsessed about it. I feel like that stress from them can rub off because I'm an empath, to be honest with you. So like that stress can kind of like come.
It can impact you.
Yeah.
No,
so, yeah.
Last thing I'll ask you on this topic before I share, how this impacts my relationship with other people.
Okay.
When you say friends that spend without restraint, what do you see? I'll share what I see. What do you see in people that makes you think, I think this may be a little too much?
Yes.
Like, what are some of those, if you have any examples?
I think that, like they spent on something and I felt like it was a bit too much. Okay, people are getting judgment. Designer bags.
Thank you.
I'm like, yeah, but why though?
Yeah, like especially if it's more than one.
Exactly. It's fine if you have maybe one or two.
Yes.
But if I enter your closet and I'm seeing a whole shirt, I'm like, yeah, but why?
I'll tell you mine.
The other one is shoes, designer shoes. They're in the same category as designer bags. Yeah. Because I'm just like, yeah, and then the heel gets broken, and then what?
Okay. That's where my head was at. But my money personality, how it impacts my relationship with other people. I think honestly, when I was dating, I'll talk about my husband first. Like when I was dating, I knew I had to marry someone that was somewhat like me.
Okay.
With money, like that has the not hoarder,
but hoarder adjacent.
Thank you. Thank you. Something like that. Okay. Someone that has built the skill, not that I'll teach, because someone that has built the skill of saving and investing. They may not have been perfect, but someone that has played with money. They've said, okay, people are talking about Bitcoin. Let me go and hear what it's about. Not the one that will just not.
Yes.
You get.
Yeah.
So I knew I needed to get married to that kind of person. Full stop. So if you were a spender or an extreme hoarder, like for me, if you just always invest and save and you don't know how to live
a
life,
little, for me that's like
you are also not my person.
Yes.
Right. So for me, your money personality was important to me. Right. I don't want to start explaining to you why I invest.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
Yes. So that was important. Now my friends, that's the same. I think for my friends, I gravitate towards friends that know how to balance living and investing, as an example, but lean more towards investing. Again, I don't want extreme people.
Yes.
And things like if my friend always buys designers, and I've seen it with a couple of people, and we can't be friends. Yeah. We're not going to be friends, but we'll have a good relationship.
Yes, we can be cordial, we can be
cool with each other, but I will not say you are my friend.
Yeah.
If you're just that person that you need to wear the latest thing, you need to buy the latest thing. And you know, the one that I like, the marker for me for, you guys can be friends. When you buy that designer bag and it has the designer on it.
Oh, yeah. People,
like
that name. Yeah, no.
That babe that will buy that designer thing, but she's not buying it for quality. She's buying it
for the name.
And sometimes they even explain to me, what's the purpose of buying the designer bag if the name won't show? And I know, girl, we can't be that cool. You know, we can be cool, but not that much.
Yeah,
you know, I'll
much.
get tired.
Yeah.
Right? They've explained to me a few times, and that's kind of you. And if you want to take it a notch higher, they're always taking pictures with that bag or with that shoe and posting it online.
Yeah.
I feel like, I'm sorry, because someone is going to judge me, but I feel like you have a self-esteem issue. You're getting a lot of esteem from your bag.
Yeah.
And I don't hate you or anything.
Yeah,
I just know one day I'll say something that will upset you. So that's why I'm like, let's not be friends. So
let's not
because me, I'll just say something now.
Yeah.
And it will really, you know, even if I didn't mean for it to hurt you, that's just my style. I talk, I say, invest this or do that, and it will really get to you. So let's not be friends.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Right? Yeah. Especially when you start posting it online and you see that bag is always visible.
Yeah.
You won't. So I'm just like, you're probably now. The part that I find interesting is when it's family.
We didn't really talk about that. Okay.
Yes, that's the part I find interesting. When family members, and I think this is the part where I judge people, and I know it's a bad thing, but I'm just here saying
Okay, tell me.
the reality, right? When family members spend, when they are spenders, again, you know, I've said friends, maybe, but when it's family and you know this person is just a spender, there are two things it does to me. One, I pity the person. The second, I'm upset. How can I be upset about someone's money? But I'm upset.
Before, I used to be, but now I'm at the point where I'm like, you know what? Yeah, that's their choice. I can't. It's beyond.
I'm not there yet.
Okay, yes.
I'm still learning.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When a family member just they spend like the latest hair they have that week.
Yes.
The latest this they have.
Anything.
And they always buy it in like 4 pairs of this.
Yeah. But you know what would annoy me is if the person were doing that and they're asking me for money.
Well,
like that would be a problem.
But also what annoys me is if that person doesn't know how to spend like that when it involves other people. I want your energy to be the same.
Yeah.
Give me consistent energy in this life.
Yeah.
Don't if you're a spender, I expect that when you're spending on other people, be a spender too. Don't now
penny pinch.
Exactly.
Don't get penny pinch.
That really bothers me, and I'm just like, if not that we're siblings or family, you won't be my friend.
I think for me that's also one thing I've appreciated about my, if I'm say quote unquote close family, is the degree of reciprocity. Like that's one thing I can maybe be thankful. Of course, my husband's family and also my family, it's a degree of reciprocity where people just really bring in the right energy. But outside of that, whatever that circle I've defined in my mind, sometimes you see that penny pinching. And,
if you're a penny pincher, I even like you. That's okay.
But
I can understand.
Across board,
not
towards
though.
me.
Not towards me, but when it comes to you, you can buy 4 shoes.
Yeah.
Come on. Like for me, you're not consistent. I can't trust you. Full stop.
Yeah. Pen pinch
everywhere.
Let's just
let it be obvious, right?
Yeah.
So that's for me is how like money comes into the whole thing. Let's talk about some of the money mindsets or money things, money learnings, I'll say, that you've had to unlearn. Like I can give examples.
Okay.
Some say like rich people are usually greedy. Those are common. Or don't talk about money. Talking about money is rude. Or just any money thing. I can start if you.
Okay. You go ahead. You start. I have a few, but go ahead.
Oh, you have a few. Yeah, go.
The first one I was going to bring up was money with your friends and. Like talk about money with your friends or talk about money with people. I think that I kind of grew up with the perspective, or not perspective because I don't think it was necessarily intentional, but we just didn't really talk about money like that. We didn't talk about, okay, these are investments, these are this, these are that. And I feel that, especially with like raising our own kids, I'm really having to challenge that perspective and ask myself, how do I have that conversation with my daughter openly? So it's not like okay, we're walking around the edge or beating around the bush.
Like talk about money.
Yes, conversation about money, not only talking about it, but like the practical interaction of money and her having questions about it, making it an easy topic to discuss.
Yeah.
I feel that growing up, I didn't necessarily have that platform to do that.
Okay. Like to be involved in the money things that are going on in the household. Yes.
Exactly. And not to be hearing it from like whispers or he said, she said,
but you are actively being brought in.
Exactly. And I'm having to question myself on how I am applying some of that while raising our child. So that's maybe one dimension that I feel like I'm having to unlearn. I think the other dimension, I know this is very simplistic. Growing up, I always thought that money fell in a few buckets. So one is like what you spend. Then there's the direct savings, and then maybe like buying land and buying jewelry. That's what I didn't know, that there were other dimensions of like how you invest or how you other vehicles, and there was just so much more information out there. And I find that now I'm having to learn that for myself, even though maybe to some extent I wish that I had known a prior, but sometimes you cannot teach what you yourself have not yet mastered.
Yeah.
Yes. So I think that's maybe the second aspect. The third aspect is that, and I was very, very intentional about this one, is that seeing a lot of relationships growing up and marriages within the African context, there's a degree of secrecy that is always present, I think. Yes. And for me, I was very intentional when I was about to get married. That for me,
money transparency, financial transparency,
is like a no-go. Like, it doesn't matter what it is, we put it on the table. Whether it's there or the lack thereof is on the table.
Yes.
And
I like that. The things I have, money related things I've had to unlearn. One is money is a destination, almost like when I become a millionaire, when I get 10 million, right? Now I'm learning money is a tool.
Yes.
Money should buy me something, and it should start buying me something now.
Yes.
Right? That freedom, that whatever, I need to start taking it now. The second thing I've had to unlearn, and people may not agree with this one, is this idea that one of the best things you can do as a responsible adult and parent is to leave a good sum for your kids.
Yes, 100%.
Now I know.
Yeah.
Except I don't live past 60.
Yes.
Like, if I do, I plan to spend everything before I die. Especially like if I have the privilege of my child being an adult while I'm alive, I'm going to give whatever I need to give, and I'm spending all. No, seriously.
You know those money guns.
Money guns, yes. I'm spending everything I have. If I'm blessed with the gift of long life, I want to spend everything. Like, of course, there will be some in case I live longer than I plan.
You don't want to spend anything, and then you turn 70, you're like, hey.
So I'll put some discipline and some wisdom into it, but I plan to die with zero. Like, I want to spend everything. No child should depend on mommy dying and getting something. Maybe their father will give, but me, I want to spend everything. Don't go and be planning on mommy's death bringing you anything.
For a lot of African cultures, that's it. And it's also a huge source of dispute.
Exactly.
Yes, a huge source of
I
dispute.
grew up with a lot of dispute because this one wants this house, and I'm like, no, don't worry, I'll make it easy for all of you.
Yeah, nothing.
You can't split zero.
Zero divided by 12
it's zero. Yeah. So that's the second thing that I've had to unlearn, this pressure to leave something, and how you're not such a great parent. Like, what I'm living is day to day what I'm blessing my child with. The time that I could have used to start one more side hustle, and I think about this every weekend that I'm spending with you. That's really what I'm living, right? Exactly. That's what I'm living with you. And if she becomes an adult, I will give her what I have. Both of us are alive. I want to see you enjoy enjoying it.
Yeah.
Why would I want you to enjoy while I'm dead? I can't see it. Like, it makes zero sense to me. But
Okay.
hey, so that's kind of
I do disagree with that point though, but sure.
you leave money now.
Yeah.
That's good. Someone has to leave something.
Yeah.
Right? Not just me. I want to spend everything. And I think those are the two. And third is this idea that wealthy or rich people, I should say, are greedy people. It's a lie.
I never heard it until yes.
No, it's check on the internet.
Okay.
People always talk about, why, like they had to, for you to be that wealthy, you must have done something. No, like, I mean, we can't sit here and pretend like some certain levels of wealth don't evolve.
Sure, but to make that a one-to-one
Yes,
also,
exactly.
It's like,
so for me, I've seen a lot of wealthy people. Their work ethic,
yes, it's unmatched.
You can't match
It's
them.
unmatched. Yeah.
And these guys that are worth like billions of dollars still wake up at 5 a.m. You wake up 8:30. And you don't even
when they put promotion in the morning as
past you, right? The stock market will close at 2 or whatever.
Yeah.
And you are just
8:30.
If not for that job, you'd have woken up 10. Then you say wealthy people are greedy. Take a break.
Also, some things more than one thing can be true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For if they are greedy, you poor man, you're greedy too. We're all greedy.
Yeah.
If that, like, or like sometimes it's not great. People say a lot of negative things, like, they must have done some.
Okay.
You go do it and let's see.
Easy.
Yeah. So I have had to like unlearn a lot of those things because you can't be wealthy if you keep thinking wealthy people have this negative or have all these flaws.
Yeah. And also it's what's the word
It's messing up your mind.
It's contrary.
Yeah.
Like you can't say that and desire to be wealthy, because if you say that wealthy
then
people
you want to
you
desire to be greedy.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Anyway, so let's wrap up the episode. Let's talk about everything we've talked about. What do you think the people should do this week? Because we have to give you assignments.
Yes.
Yeah. Homework from the sisters on the internet.
Yeah.
All right.
I think to be able to even take action, you first need to be honest with some of the preconceived notions that you're coming in with. So like, what are your own assumptions of money?
Yeah.
Be it what you learned growing up or in your interactions with other people, and how do those manifest? You have to be like honest with yourself, like, okay, what is my money personality and how does that manifest
day to day in my life right
in my
now.
life, and be practical. I think once you know that, you can now start to evaluate whether or not you think that's where you want to be, then potentially chart out a path of where you want to go to. But you first have to start by doing some introspection, guys. So please let us know what you find
after all of that introspection. And one more thing I'll add is just, we've talked a lot about this agency and how much power you have to change your life. Once you've taken that step to really introspect and think about like, what are some of my money mindset, money personality, how were they formed, how were they shaped? I think the next step is, do I still identify with this? Is this how I want my money life to look like? And at that point you can begin to do something about it, because you have all the power to.
Yes.
Anyway, on that note, we will end this episode and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.